When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle.
Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish.
The podcast where every hole's a goal, except for your mom's.
Don't know my mom very well. That's what you think is true.
Are you saying your mom's hole is a goal, Mike?
I'm sure for somebody. It was for me to get out of it.
I don't like the fact that you are disagreeing with me on this.
Okay,
this makes me uncomfortable.
I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
We're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today
we're going to talk about demons.
Demons. A choir of demons.
Sure. Why are we talking about demons, Mike?
I wanted to talk about demons. I wanted to see if we could make an entire episode out of a t-shirt.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the t-shirt, there's something that says Pride Month. And then as it goes down, the beginning and ending letters fade out and it just says demon. There's demon in the middle of Pride Month.
I'm going to talk about that whole meme in a segment, Kyle.
Yeah.
Don't give too much away.
That's all I was going to tell them.
Yeah, that's all they need to know. It's fine.
And happy Pride.
Happy Pride. One of the demons, one of the 7 deadly sins. No, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's Pride Month, and that means it's a time for us to rejoice and
now
celebrate.
More than ever.
Now more than ever. Do you know where your kids are? They're celebrating Pride.
Yeah, I hope so. If they know it's good for them.
Yeah. So happy Pride. Enjoy it.
Happy Pride. This is our 9th Pride, Kyle?
Is that how birthdays work and time?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it is, because we had a 0th Pride. We weren't even 1 yet when we had our first Pride. We were like 2 months old.
Okay, you're right. Wow, 9th Pride together and still kicking it.
9th Pride. Well, I think we went to Pride before the podcast. Believe it or not, everybody, we were friends before the podcast.
And we remain friends to this day.
You know, as well as we can.
Yeah.
Feedback and corrections, Kyle.
Yeah.
I thought this was interesting. It's from Avi, who said, "Hi, Mike and Kyle. You asked on last week's episode why women might want to hook up with men less per the study you mentioned. As an ex-woman, I was wondering if you had considered the orgasm/pleasure disparity as an aspect of that. Read this study," and sent a link. Men's orgasm rates ranged from 70% to 85%, while women's ranged from 46% to 58%. Men reported orgasm rates between 22 and 30% higher than women's rates. Sexual orientation impacted orgasm rates by gender, but not uniformly across age groups. So maybe women want to fuck less because from a biological standpoint, if they aren't looking to reproduce like the chimps, they might as well want to feel good like the bonobos. So given that there's the social stigma and there's less than a 50% chance they will come, it makes a lot of sense. Just food for thought, Avi. This is that space where I feel dangerous because, like, this is kind of the, like, AFAB people don't want it. It feels bad to say, like, biologically they don't want it, and like.
But it could be they want it, and dudes are just really bad at giving it to them.
That's true. That's true.
They care more about their own pleasure than getting the other person off.
Oh, hot.
I don't think that's a great thing. I don't think that's a great shining endorsement of straight men.
It's not. But they don't listen anyway if they're not related to me.
That's true.
Or giving us money or a fag stag. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Yeah. Thanks for the feedback, Avi. I do think that's definitely an angle worth considering.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, Kyle. Here's the news.
Your mouth hole, it's time for your ear holes. News.
Kyle, I'm in Argentina. I'm in Buenos Aires, Argentina right now. And I don't know if that's why. Like, is it just because I'm tired because I was on a plane for 16 hours? But I just could not find anything good to talk about at all in the news today. So buckle up, everybody. It's going to suck.
We'll have to enjoy that it's Pride Month while we can, because it's about to get shittier.
Yep, exactly. Well, news the first. World Boxing has announced that any athletes competing in women's categories must undergo mandatory sex testing. And they specifically
This is what we knew was going to happen. If you start policing people's gender like this, that then implies you got to get your genitals checked.
Yep. And they specifically singled out Emain Khalif. So the governing body for boxing mentioned the Algerian Olympic gold medalist by name several times in its statement last week, including the new sex, age, and weight rules. The policy mandates that all participants in women's events, but not men's, must undergo a PCR, polymerase chain reaction test, which produces copies of DNA in order to study a specific segment. It's not a genital inspection, but they have to make sure that, quote, they have the presence of XX chromosomes or the absence of Y chromosome genetic material, the SRY gene, or with a DSD where male androgenization does not occur. Basically, that lets intersex people who present as women and don't produce substantial amounts of testosterone to participate. And it added that people who do not pass the test will be ineligible to compete in the female category, but may compete as males.
I mean, the frustrating thing is, now they're going to start policing and like witch hunting all the cis women that don't present with traditionally feminine traits. Like if they have any trait that's traditionally masculine, if they're a little bit taller than most, if they have like a square jaw, if they have longer arms, they're going to start getting accused of this. And you shouldn't have to have cis women to get hurt to care about trans women's issues, but also that's going to be a byproduct of this.
Yep. Well, and despite being a whipping post of the right, including dickbag fuckface assholes administration, Emain says that she's a cis woman. And I don't know why that isn't just a case closed thing for people, because now we're in this space of, for no other reason than you think maybe she isn't cis, that it opens up this huge invasive situation. She said, quote, I see myself as a girl, just like any other girl. I was born a girl, raised as a girl, lived my entire life as one. And, but once I began achieving success, the campaigns against me started. Now, there's this whole thing where she was disqualified from the IBA after she beat Russian athlete Azalea Amaneva in a tournament, and the organization's Russian president brought in a Russian state-owned money sponsor to ban her. And then there was a test that she supposedly underwent, but the results of the test have not been made public or independently verified. Like, there's like, good Lord.
There's some shady Russian shit going on with her.
Yeah, potentially.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to once again get on my soapbox and say, you can't always tell. And even if you can tell, don't be an asshole. Right.
Agreed.
All right. Great. News the second, Kyle.
Yeah.
So right in your backyard, Seattle's Cal Anderson Park had a rally by the far-right Christian organization called Mayday USA, which Cal Anderson Park in Seattle is like, that's the heart of the gayborhood. And the organization is based in Spokane, so they drove 5 hours for this shit. It's part of their national.
Commitment I don't have to anything.
Right.
When someone says it's like an hour and a half away, I'm like, ooh, 30 minutes driving down to Tacoma. I'm like, I don't think we should date. You're too far away from me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you don't have a car. Like, and I'm not trying to like, pour salt in that wound, but like you've either really, really expensive Ubers or like you got to get good with the train to date somebody that's that far away. Stick with the neighborhood, Kyle. It's a target rich environment. Let's see. 23 people were arrested. The rally was part of Mayday USA's #Don'tMessWithOurKids tour. And there was a massive counter protest because it's fucking Seattle. We're not going to put up with that shit. So the local blog Capitol Hill Seattle said that tensions escalated when a line of bike cops advanced on the crowd using their bikes and batons. And protesters say that police escalated a largely peaceful demonstration. And so the mayor, Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell, which I don't know how I feel about him, said that the rally was held, quote, to provoke a reaction by promoting beliefs inherently opposed to our city's values. Anarchists infiltrated the counter-protest and incited violence, leading to arrests and the early closure of the rally. And that Seattle Parks Department and Police Department will be conducting reviews of the permit process and the crowd control response. And he said that the city is committed to its LGBTQ residents. And there are a lot of people who have been saying that the event should never have been allowed in Capitol Hill's queer core. And I disagree. I think as odious and fucked up as what they believe is, I think that we have to let them use public spaces, or what's the First Amendment for?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Like, it's very frustrating. Like, they should know that that's not the right space for them. And it's great that counter protesters showed up, but we're, I think, seeing that college kids are getting prohibited from protesting and talking about freeing Palestine. And that's not, I want college kids to be able to protest all they want. And so I'm advocating for letting people protest and use their voice and use their First Amendment rights. So I think I have to then apply that to groups I dislike.
Yep. So go ahead and march, you shitbirds.
Yeah. If anything I learned from the 2020 protests that I was at a lot of, the police presence at a a protest or a counter protest always escalates the issue and makes it worse. So fuck the police and fuck Bruce Harrell for blaming counter protesters. I've always seen it that police are the ones that create the tension and escalate it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of pride parades that no longer welcome police, and I think that's a valid way to sort of address the fact that they don't make us feel better.
Yeah. Yeah. And for many groups, make us actively unsafe.
Yeah. Do your policing one block away from the parade route, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we were there last Saturday, or a couple of nights ago. I didn't notice anything. Did you notice anything?
I was on a date when I didn't realize that protest or counter protest was happening. I was on a date and in Capitol Hill, and the people started packing up their like signs just in case protests came down and something happened to their little A-board signs. So that's the only thing I heard about it. I didn't hear anything. They didn't like move or proceed anywhere closer to me.
Well, I'm glad you narrowly escaped. Did you also get laid?
Yeah. I drank some rosé.
Good for you.
Hooked up. It was a good night.
Great. Excellent. News the last, Kyle. So, okay. News the last, Kyle.
Yeah.
This is serious. Hey, Kyle.
Oh, hey, Mike.
Get serious.
I'm serious. Why so serious, Mike?
Because there's a Gallup poll, and it says that marriage equality, public opinion of marriage equality in the United States of America is going down.
Oh, figgity fuck.
Yeah, figgity fuckity. That's, it has been going, there's like data is data, and then they massage it, and then they like re-evaluate it, and then they whatever. But apparently it has been going down since 2023, give or take. And do you want to know why?
Sure. Is it because Republicans are staging attacks on LGBT people?
It's because Republicans are dickbag fuckface assholes that are a net evil on society, Kyle. Absolutely. So in every other category, Democrats and independents, marriage equality continues to rise, with 88% of Democrats supporting marriage equality. But Republicans, it's just a hockey stick straight down since 2021. In 2021, about 55% of Republicans supported marriage equality, and that number is down to 41%. This is the highest gap between Democrats and Republicans since the Gallup organization started recording such data back in 1996.
Wow. This is, I think, part of the issue when people say, like, you know, both sides, compare both sides and blame both sides for the discord in this country. You look at things like this and you're like,
we didn't change. We're not.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop blaming both sides of this, because one side is going after LGBT people and disagree with our fundamental rights. Like, stop blaming both sides for this.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Fuck you, Republicans. Fuck Republicans.
Yeah,
care about something
totally.
that matters and stop being dicks about everything.
Yeah. And you claim to be the party of like limited government and individual freedoms. Then why do you care why do you want the government to like govern us differently?
Yeah. Yep. Because then they don't have to face their own shittiness, Kyle. They can feel like somebody else is shitty instead. So I was also interested in the fact that Gallup also has been asking a question since the early 2000s about whether here's how the question is worded. Regardless of whether or not you think it should be legal, tell me whether you personally believe that in general it is morally acceptable or morally wrong to be in a gay or lesbian relationship. And it's wild to me that Republicans are 41% in support of same-sex marriage, but only 38% agree that it is a moral arrangement to be in. So there's what is that? 3%. There's 3% of Republicans. The overlap is 3%. I guess I can't make the claim that I'm trying to make here. Like, at least be consistent in your argument, you know?
There's a minimum of 3%. There could be more.
Who believe that we are immoral, but deserve to be married.
That's those are very interesting people.
But I think that those are the people that we need more of, right? Like, I don't give a good goddamn if in the comfort of your own fucking church, you say that gay people rape animals. Like, I don't care what you say, but behave in a secular society according to our social contract that says that we are pluralistic and that we have all kinds of people whose rights are equal under the law. Like, I want more of those people. I don't give a fuck if you think I'm moral or not, but you better goddamn well be on the side of my equal rights when it comes to the law. But yeah, they're weird people. They're deeply weird people, and I want to understand them. Anyway, that's the news.
That's the news. Speaking of people I want to know more
Deeply
about.
weird people who I want to understand.
Here are the new person that signed up for Patreon. Thank you to Mark Hudson. Thanks, Mark.
Mark Hudson.
Love your news.
I heard that the Hudson's Bay Company is closing down after 300 and something years.
I don't know what that is.
They just couldn't sell enough beaver skin caps or something, and it's finally caught up to them. Tariffs, am I right?
Tariffs. If you want ad-free episodes a day early, if you want to support the show, if you want to use Mike's hole, if you want to join our quarterly Patreon happy hours and lots more benefits, go to patreon.com/Gayish podcast.
Do it.
Do you want to talk about demons?
Do I ever? I'm going to talk about demons. Kyle, does the demon inside you have a name?
Yes, it's Kyle.
That's fortuitous that you're host to a demon of the same name that you were given at birth. That's magical.
No, I was saying I am the demon.
Oh, you know, there were some. I'm going to tell you about the history of demons, Kyle. There were some traditions in which demons could have sex with humans and make babies that were like half demon. It was part of a breeding scheme that the demons had. I don't know.
I wonder who's the demon, my mom or my dad.
Yeah. So I wanted to say up top here, Kyle, that we didn't talk about this before. So I apologize. I'm just speaking for me, not for Kyle, but if you are one of those people who believes in the power of the names of demons, and I know that there are lots of you out there and not all of you are Christian. There are lots of religious practices that believe that these names in and of themselves have power when they are spoken. Don't listen to this episode. I'm going to say the names of a bunch of demons, and that I don't want that to be like shocking or offensive to you when I talk about it. I don't believe that, and I'm not going to conduct myself in a way that pretends that they have power, but you might.
I didn't realize that. That's a good. Do we need to record a before? No, you just did the warning, so we don't need it before you start.
I just did the warning.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't realize that group of people existed.
Yeah.
Can I make fun of them, or are they still people that might listen?
I don't know. I think it's really interesting. Like there's a lot of like New Age and like parts of Wicca. Even there's a lot of occultism, especially like the folks that are Aleister Crowley folks who like believe that words have power and names have power, and that these demonic things exist outside of the Christian concept of God and theology, and that that they are real, and that you can actually like invoke them by using their name. It's the Beetlejuice effect, Kyle. If you say Beetlejuice too many times, he's going to pop out, and Winona Ryder is going to turn into a lizard. Okay. Well, good to know. Well, I won't make fun of them too much because New Agey Wicca people may listen to this podcast. See, and I think if we're going to say it's all bullshit, then we have to say it's all bullshit. We don't have to make fun of them, but like, I don't believe in that, you know?
Oh, yeah. I don't believe in that either. That's fine for me to say.
Well, okay. So let's talk about the history of demons, Kyle.
Okay.
What's your understanding of a demon? Neither of us believe in them. So like when I say demon, what comes to your brain?
Like an evil creature that has nefarious goals and wants to like trick you or turn you to the dark side or fuck you up or do tricky or just nefarious is the word that I keep coming back to. But just
it's a good word. Power vocab.
Doing evil creature things.
Yeah, and does it look like anything? Is it invisible? Is it have?
It kind of looks like the devil.
Okay. So I agree with almost everything that you said. Like that's my concept of demons also. Although I think of them as largely invisible. Like sometimes you can see them. But anyway, so the ancient Mesopotamians, they thought the demons were like middle management for evil, right? Like they were evil, but they were sort of like more just doing the bidding of evil and like couldn't help themselves. Like, you know, it's a job.
It's a living.
But they all had like very specific job descriptions, and they were in this weird hierarchy because it was a polytheistic system of belief. There was an early demon in Mesopotamia named Pazuzu, who
that's a silly name. That sounds like a cute dog's name.
I agree. I kind of want to use that as a dog's name now.
Pazuzu, get down from there. Stop licking. Yeah. Pazuzu, get.
It's too hard to say, actually.
Yeah.
Dog names need to be like 2 syllables max, right?
Yeah. You're right. Now that I try to yell at Pazuzu, maybe you can call him Zuzu for short. That'd be cute.
Apparently, Pazuzu protected against other demons, but so they weren't all evil. Like some of them had like protective things, but there was an evil overtone to a lot of them. So Greek and Roman demons were basically neutral. The word in Greek just means divine being, and it included helpful spirits. So like angels and demons, or angels and devils, were like all together in one like group. So it's really the Christian church, Kyle, that gives us our modern concept of like there is evil and there are demons that are doing the Satan's bidding, trying to get you to turn away from God. There are other traditions than the Christian tradition, though, that are worth considering. The Japanese have what we would call like sort of demons. They're like just sort of drunk party monsters. They're always like red in the face and getting hammered and doing evil shit.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I agree. I want to party with a Japanese demon. And Slavic demons, like Eastern European demons, are usually just like annoying household pests. But the modern scary demon, look, horns, pitchfork, red skin, is basically a Christian remix of a bunch of different stuff, including the Greek god of Pan, who was that goat boy that played the flute. A bunch of like anti-Semitic imagery, like there's a bunch of anti-Jewish symbolism that's wrapped up in the Christian concept of demons. But what I really want to talk about in all of this, Kyle, is like there's this big long tradition in Christianity of monks and scholars and theologians and the church like saying the most wackadoodle shit about cosmology and demons, and like Dante's Inferno, for instance, was like all of that was like supposed to be an actual, like the circles of hell and how all of them connect and who goes to which. All of that was meant to be like more or less like real. Like none of this shit is real. All of this shit is imaginary, but it like is a self-feeding loop of bullshit that leads to like it's like Dungeons and Dragons, but they believe it.
I stopped listening because I couldn't get over why makeup artists would be blamed for any of this or demons. And then I realized that's not cosmology. I don't know what cosmology means.
Like the sun and where the sun is compared to the stars and how the planets move around the earth when we had a geocentric map of the universe.
Okay.
Like understanding the way that physics works and the nature works and the heavens work.
Gotcha. Okay.
So here's where I want to go with this. Medieval Christian demonology is weirdly specific for things that we can't see or measure and horny.
Really?
Demons in the Christian tradition, especially in medieval times, demons were obsessed with sex. There are long, detailed descriptions of like what demon genitalia looks like. And monks spent lots of time talking about like specifics about how demons operate. For instance, the Malleus Maleficarum in 1486, there's lots of versions of this book out there floating around because they like kept it up to date, like the World Book Encyclopedia or whatever. But it said, quote, succubi, that's a kind of demon or angel. Succubi collect semen from the men they seduce. Incubi or male demons then use that semen to impregnate human females. So basically they thought that demons were like running a sperm bank.
The demon sperm bank, that sounds like an effective way to get sperm is to get men to sleep with people.
Yeah. Like there's lots of chat that said that demons, quote, demons acted first as succubi to collect sperm from men, and then as incubi put it into a woman's vagina. And it's just bazonkers to me.
This all sounds like a way to blame something else for men's behavior. Like if you can blame a demon for like why you're super horny or why you sleep with women, I feel like this is just sets you up for being able to blame demons for shit. Yeah.
Why not? Why not? Christians have never had a sense of personal responsibility. Why would they start then? So Henry Boguet and English demonologists said that witches and warlocks would confess in court that demons' bodies were icy when they would have sex. So apparently cold dicks. Demons have cold dicks, according to witch trials. There's also this weird, like, they thought that semen, you know how there was the humors, like there's the blood and black bile and yellow, you don't know how, okay, so there were the humors, there were the liquids in your body, and when they would get out of balance, then you would be unhealthy, you would be sick, something would be wrong with you. So to fix it, they would have to balance the humors somehow, like add a little more black bile and take out some blood with a bleeding, and that's how they were going to make you better. But they believed that semen was one of the forms of blood, but it was blood that got turned into a precious substance in the testicles after having traveled down the spinal cord from the brain. So they believed that jizz was brain juice.
I love that they agree with me that it's precious, though.
Yeah, right.
That hasn't changed in all these years.
Let's see. Where am I going? Where's the rest of this?
Gayish.
So Sinistrari wrote Ludovico Maria Sinistrari, who lived from 1622 to 1701, was a demonologist, a Franciscan priest, advisor to the Spanish Inquisition, and he basically was a demon expert and wrote a book. And he had lots of different sex demons in there. And the sex demons had a bunch of stuff that probably won't surprise you. That first of all, the demons would have sex with animals, and the demons would also behave in a homosexual way, and they were tricky to do it. They said that demons could even shape shift in order to have gay sex, so that quote, if a demon wants to have sex with a man while appearing as that man's sister, the man would still be guilty of incest as well as sex with a demon.
Wow, they doubled up on the sins there with becoming the sister. Why would the man want to have sex with his own sister? That's a weird, I guess, because the demon told him to.
Yep, because the demon told him to. A lot of this stuff is really just a way to be misogynistic, which you said before. They believe that all witchcraft came from women not being able to keep their horny in check. And they said a lot that witches would perform sex acts with the devil or demons.
This seems like also a place that started to demonize sex. Yeah. If demons were the ones that were having a bunch of sex, then categorizing gayness and bestiality within demons, it seems like that could be where the connection started.
Yeah, and all of it is this just pervasive patriarchy wherein procreation is the only legitimate reason for sex, that you cannot have sex for pleasure or for any other reason than making babies, and anything outside of that is bad and needs to have a reason. And why not throw demons in there as an excuse, as a scapegoat for some people's bad behavior, but also as a way to get rid of people that you don't like or who are questioning the rules by acting outside the mainstream. All of this, it makes a lot of sense. We were already primed to be sort of demonized as queer people, and were. Anyway, I'm going to talk about some specific gay demons, queer demons here in a little bit, but that's what I got for the history. Basically, it's medieval Christianity that really puts the lid on what we now consider demons.
Well, I think one of the byproducts of demons viewing demons as sex perverts and then categorizing gay people in there is something that happens in modern day, which is gay exorcisms.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if I don't want to suck all these dicks, it's a demon. Help me get rid of the demon.
It's a demon doing it. I mean, there is a demon inside of me that's like, suck dick, suck dick. You'll love it. So I don't know, maybe this is true. An exorcist removes the homosexual demons or other spirits from an LGBT person. Reports of exorcisms still happen in modern times, but they're usually kept a secret in the church. So I was surprised to learn that. This feels like something that would happen like in the olden days or like way long ago, but nope.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they'll make a comeback, Kyle. It seems like lots of things that people would hide out of shame are coming back into the public forefront. So,
yeah,
it's okay to be a Nazi again. Maybe exorcisms will have their comeback.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm going to talk about Nazis later.
Great.
So according to the LA Times in 2009, church elders from the Manifested Glory Ministries Church performed an exorcism on a boy who was said to be 16 years old. They threw out phrases like, "Right now I command you to leave," and "Right now in the name of Jesus, I call the homosexuality. Right now in the name of Jesus." Lots of things in the name of Jesus, I'm sure.
Yeah, sure.
They also said, pray out the gay and foul queer, be not here.
Oh, that's great. That's the kind of mediocre alliteration I expect from these people.
So this is actually horrifying. The teenager was rolling around on the ground, moaning and screaming. At one point, he vomits. They said he suffered near seizures, which I don't know what a near seizure is or how you can tell if someone's having a near seizure. But
it seems
I
like
guess
being
he was
kind of pregnant, like with a demon.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. This video was posted to YouTube by the Manifested Glory people.
Oh God.
Yeah. So when it initially said it was posted to YouTube, I thought maybe an onlooker posted it, to their own YouTube channel, and then it caught on. But no, this is something that they wanted people to see. Apparently their YouTube page is now defunct. So that's good. Apparently this was the first of its kind, the first of the gay exorcisms that was captured on video. But again, advocacy groups for gay youth say this practice happens all the time, which is horrifying. Robin McCallan, executive director of True Colors, which True Colors is a nonprofit founded by Cyndi Lauper to help address homelessness.
God bless her.
Yeah. And they focus on LGBT youth because they make up a disproportionate amount of the homeless people. But the executive director of that organization said, quote, I think it's horrifying. What saddens me is the people that are doing this think they are doing something in the kid's best interest, when in fact they're murdering his spirit.
Yeah. Yep.
It's hard to, if you really think that a demon is occupying a child, because the Bible tells you, or I don't know what tells you that, how you know that a demon is, I guess because he says he's gay, and you believe that means a demon's in there, then removing the demon is a good thing to do for him. I don't know how you convince them otherwise. Like, I don't know. Church is a cult that you have to deprogram people from. I don't know how to get people to unbelieve that that homosexuality isn't a demon possessing them.
Isn't it kind of sweet in a weird way? Like, if it's like my kid is gay is bad. I'm not agreeing. I'm just saying, like, this is the thought process. If being gay is bad and my kid is gay, but I love my kid, but my kid doesn't want to not be gay, I know it's a demon. Like, that's how you can preserve your kid's innocence and your own innocence, I suppose, by extension. Like, here's this tool chest of horse shit for we'll fix that cognitive dissonance for you. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like, I think you're right in a fucked up way. It's like, the parents may think they're doing the best thing that they can. And it's also something that's like a tangible problem, or not really tangible, but like a defined problem that supposedly has a fix, which is a gay exorcism, that makes it a little bit easier to deal with than just my kid's gay and now I have to come to terms with it. It's like, by giving them a solve for it, it makes it there's like an easy out that you don't have to go through and rethink your understanding of the world.
Yep.
Well, all of this, it just shocked me that this still happens to this day, and this is horrifying. And hopefully it's just basically conversion therapy, but on steroids. So hopefully
it's conversion therapy, but dumber.
Yeah.
Probably just as traumatizing.
Yeah. Probably makes you more fucked up than talk therapy.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah. Ugh.
Yep.
Well, maybe one of the demons that they're trying to exorcise is Asmodeus.
Ooh.
So Asmodeus is literally the demon of lust in Christian demonology. And Peter Binsfeld studied Asmodeus and decided that he is, quote, responsible for twisting people's sexual desires.
Yum.
And basically every author, every scholar that has written about Asmodeus is just like, this demon fucks.
It's the bonobo of demons.
The bonobo of demons does not give a fuck of who he has sex with. He's they are gender fluid. They seduce people regardless of gender. It's he has he him pronouns everywhere, and I don't know. Asmodeus isn't here to talk about what's true, and his story may have been contorted by the lens of time, but yeah, he would seduce and fuck anybody in the name of getting them to turn away from God. And he also was super jealous, which was funny because there's the book of Tobit describes him preventing this woman Sarah from having sex with any of her husbands. She kept getting married, and then he would kill her husband. So he killed 7 of her husbands on their wedding night. And there's some subtext there that he didn't want her to bang anybody else, but also he may have been banging the husbands, which I don't know. Then have a 3-way, Asmodeus. What's your thing?
it would be a literal devil's 3-way.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Asmodeus is also considered part of the triad of horny demons.
That's a sweet club to be a part of.
Or sorry. There's Asmodeus, Baphomet, and Beelzebub, and they are all male demons. And Beelzebub isn't that sexy, despite the fact that it is apparently connected to Venus, which is the planet of love and sexuality. Asmodeus got the demon of lust stuff and was queer as hell and just made everybody bang and was trying to get that jizz and spread that jizz around and make more demons.
Should I start worshiping Asmodeus?
You might want to. See, if you say if you say his name, so okay, after the show, just take off all your clothes and lay in bed and chant Asmodeus, come fuck me now, over and over and over again, and let me know what happens.
Okay. And then I'll get on Sniffies and see if that has heightened the sexual interest in me and my body.
Yes. Asmodeus is also older than Christianity. There's stories about him in the Talmud, and is also based a little bit on Greeks. And this is another one of those demons where everybody was wondering what his genitals look like and whether they were cold or not.
I would think demons' genitals would be hot. I guess the association with hell makes me think that they'd be warm. So it's interesting that they're cold.
Well, in Dante's Inferno, the last circle of hell was a icy wasteland. Anyway, I might have made that up. I read it in college. So it was 30 years ago. Don't at me. So then Baphomet is the other one, and I think this is really, really interesting. If Asmodeus was the pansexual dude that'll fuck anything, Baphomet is sort of the gender spectrum part of the queer umbrella. Baphomet was the modern incarnation of Baphomet was codified by French occultist Eliphas Lévy in 1854, but has been around for a really long time. But most images of Baphomet, he him pronouns, but he has jacked hairy arms and tits, and
interesting.
Often has a man and a woman at his feet, or their feet, representing that both masculine and feminine are combined. Some images imply that he has both sets of genitals, both a penis and a vagina. And
does that mean they can fuck themselves?
Why not? Why not?
Why not? Might as well be able to if you have both genitals.
They would also sometimes have 2 heads or 2 faces. And those faces might differ in their gender expression. Sometimes one of Baphomet's heads has a beard and the other one looks very feminine.
If they have 2 heads, does that mean they can kiss?
Probably. Is that incest? Or is that merely demon fucking? I don't know.
Is that just masturbation if you kiss yourself?
I would make out with myself, Kyle. It would be fun.
I wouldn't. You would?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know, because I'm not my type.
Oh, well, okay. I'm not my type either, but like, you know, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't kick me out of bed for eating crackers.
Oh, wow. Good. There's some self-esteem that we needed this Pride Month.
The other thing about Baphomet, though, that I really, really, really am excited about is that the Satanic Temple uses a statue of Baphomet to fight all of these fucking places in the U.S. that are trying to force schools to and other public institutions to display the Ten Commandments or the Christian cross. The Satanic Temple says, well, then freedom of religion. We're a religion too. If you're going to display the symbols of Christianity, we demand that you show our symbol. And so they haul around this 8.5 foot Baphomet statue that is both male and female and at the same time. And I just think that's so lovely that like queer people, gender nonconforming people, are sort of the symbol of pushing back against this bullshit theocracy that we're seeing happen in this country. And I think it's genius.
Yeah, that's a really smart idea as a way to, like, if you say you love the Constitution and freedom of religion is a thing. So, you know, I think it also calls into question the definition of religion, because that's sometimes, I think a religion can just be a cult that's been around for long enough.
Yeah. Yep. We can move on. What's interesting about queer demons, Kyle, I think, is Christianity loves to say you have free will, choose Jesus. You get to decide, and he knows what's in your heart. And yet there is this mechanism in Christianity, in demons, that implies that your will isn't totally yours. If the devil made me do it, if I'm possessed by a demon and that's why this happened, if that's a valid excuse or response for something in a Christian context, how does that square with free will?
Right. And if God is all powerful, why would he let demons exist?
Yep. Well, yeah, that's it. Demons are horny. They don't care about gender. They make people gay. It's great.
I'm going to talk about another demon in the Patreon bonus segment, Orneus. So you can wait to learn a little bit more about him then. But what I'm going to tell you next is an Ask Reddit.
Yay.
This was posted to r/advice by a since deleted user. And the question is, are demons making me gay?
Oh, honey, no, it's the gayness.
It's the gayness that's making you gay. I wish that was one of the answers. It started when I was about 13, now 25. I started thinking about men in a certain way. I eventually started cross-dressing, and instead of being attracted to attractive women, I've become jealous I don't look like them. I know a sin to behave this way. I've also discovered sissy stuff online, which hasn't helped. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I wish it never existed. I feel demons keep causing me to have certain thoughts and bad feelings. I try to fight against it, but I always get pulled back in. I keep trying to stay my masculinity and stay on the right path to avoid hell. Any advice will be greatly appreciated.
Suck a dick, bro. You're gonna be
suck
fine.
a dick. This is the brainwashing that I'm talking about. Like, and to be able to blame demons, like if demons exist and they can cause bad things, then you can kind of say anything you want is a sin and caused by a demon. And then it makes people terrified that their natural feelings, like it's hard to understand that this is just a natural thing if you've been told your whole life that demons cause it.
Yep.
This person is now 25, so they're old enough to, I feel like, gone through the like questioning process of religion, and
It does a number on people, Kyle. It can take a long time to undo that.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't blame this person. I blame religion. Some of the responses, you can't pray the gay away. I've seen it fail a few times. And the original poster said, yes, you can. Someone said what demons are doing is making you believe what you are doing is wrong. You are perfectly fine the way you are. You can love whoever you love, no matter what gender. Hell is living your life feeling you are abnormal and trying to be someone you are not. Jesus loves everyone.
Jesus loves everyone.
So this was an interesting take, trying to use demons back on him to explain that demons are making him feel bad about himself. I wouldn't have thought of like, there are other people that I'm more related to, like, none of this is real, but I don't think saying like none of this is real is going to change this person's mind. So speaking in their own language might be the right approach.
Yeah. I mean, this is why, like, when people pull out the Bible, right, and they want to talk about the clobber verses that condemn homosexuality, I do think, even though I don't believe any of it anymore, that it is useful to try to use a biblical argument against their biblical arguments, because that's, even though you're ceding some ground to them by playing in that arena, it does, I think, get them thinking faster than just saying, take your sky person bullshit and get away from me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You would easily get dismissed if you don't buy into religion. Whereas someone that speaks their own language, someone that is religious, might be able to convince them.
Yeah.
Someone else said, I don't know why you're getting downvoted. This is clearly satire. No one actually believes this stuff. Not even the Pope.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Unfortunately they do believe this. But I can see why someone might be like, this is wild that someone believes this, you know, in modern day. But
this is how I felt about anti-vaxxers until I realized, oh shit, no, they run the White House.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad to realize that these kinds of people exist, but they do. See gay exorcisms. Clearly these people exist and are doing stuff about it. Someone else said, no matter how you frame it, you are gay. No amount of praying or looking for mistress. Yes, I checked your posting history. We'll change that. Best thing is to just accept it. Otherwise, your life will be a living hell. Also, there are literally thousands of religions around the world. They all frame sin differently. Sometimes even the same religion can't decide what is sinful. Also, do you eat shellfish? Do you wear clothes made of mixed fabrics? Do you shave? All these things are sins. Nobody is able to live a sin-free life. So they're kind of using the Bible, like you were saying, like using the Bible as a reason against believing that being gay is a sin.
Yep. Unfortunately, at least in this country, they don't care what the Bible says. Like, the modern American Christo-fascism is just not logical.
Yeah. The last one that I think I believed in the most said therapy. Dude, therapy and psychiatric evaluation. Demons don't exist. If you are hearing voices or feeling presences, it may be schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia. Yeah.
I understand that religion is important for you, but in this situation, it is literally hurting you. Please go check yourself first before you do anything drastic. Also, you can be gay and absolutely masculine. Masculinity is in your head, not your looks, clothes, or attraction. Yeah, I doubt this person is literally hearing demons, but if you are hearing demons, you probably have a psychiatric condition that needs help.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Or brain magnets. Maybe that'll fix it, Kyle.
Yeah, brain magnets. I highly recommend them.
Or shrooms or ketamine. Or
something.
Suck a dick.
Or just suck a dick. That's the answer. Anyway, I wanted to bring this up because I think it demonstrates the harm that religion using demons can cause people, especially gay people.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Well, I told you I was going to talk about the Pride Demon T-shirt, Pride Month Demon T-shirt, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna Kyle.
Okay.
So we described it at the top of the show, so I won't describe it again. But the original version wasn't in rainbow like the T-shirt that we all wore in 2023, or I wore on tour in 2023. It was posted to the Facebook page of Christian publisher Sword in Hand Publishing in June of 2021, but the letters faded so that just Demon was left in red. It was not rainbowy. But a trans artist named Vea, who uses they pronouns, repurposed it in 2021 by creating the rainbow version. So then it sort of simmered there for a while. And it was in 2023 when anti-LGBTQ plus activist, QAnon conspiracy theorist, and failed Republican Senate candidate Lauren Witzke posted it on Twitter in May of 2023. And she said, quote, "Demons can seethe. Christians are done taking crap from the LGBTQ mafia. We're canceling Pride Month, pouring out your Bud Light, shutting down your Targets, and we're taking back the rainbow."
The fact that they think that we stole the rainbow is like just so funny. It's so funny how mad they are that we like a rainbow represents us.
Okay. The thing is, if God cared, we wouldn't have the rainbow, right? Like, so are you mad about something that doesn't actually matter to God, or is your God not powerful enough to take the rainbow back from gay people? Because neither one of those is very good for you.
Yeah, totally. God loves gays because he let us have the rainbow.
Yep. So the response from queer people was absolutely hilarious. Somebody said, quote, "The homophobia is real, but also I think it would be hilarious to see all the community coin the term Pride Month Demon, because that shit is ridiculous." And somebody on X, or it was Twitter then, said, "I don't know a single queer person who doesn't find this deeply flattering. Bigots shows this. Queers, oh, that's fucking hot." So it got put on T-shirts, and it really was all over the place.
I think this really shows our ability to take back things that are used to offend us and the importance of it, because I think this hurts less once you reclaim it and say, like, that's kind of badass. Let me actually put it on a T-shirt and add rainbow to it and wear it around. Like, I think it helps diminish the negative impact. And the same way with the word queer or the word fag. Not everyone likes to use those, but I think taking it back diminishes the negativity and the hurt they cause.
Yep. I agree. It's like the word faggot, right? Like, just take it back.
Yeah. Yep.
Some Pride Month Demon merchandise explicitly states, quote, "Reclaiming hate propaganda as our own. Don't let conservatives demonize you. Declare it. All profits from Pride gear will be donated to the Trevor Project."
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but there were a bunch of knockoffs who were just in it for the money that ran a bunch of stuff on Amazon. So it's hilarious and funny. And whether it's this T-shirt or any other for Pride Month that you want to go out there and be visible and rep your queerness, just make sure that it's actually going to someone reputable.
Yeah. I'll plug Gay Pride Apparel. I follow them on Instagram, and they have they're a good, like, queer owned business. So if you want a place to start to look for Pride merch, that's a good place.
Yeah. You know where else is a good place?
Where?
Los Angeles. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you about, this was from a paper called Demons in the City of Angels. I guess when it's not Angeles, it's Angels. In Angeles. No, it's Angeles. Great. Okay. This is by Emma Bianco, who's an American historian that specializes in right-wing and extreme right ideologies and organizations from the mid 20th to 21st century. And this is the organization I'm going to tell you about is the National Socialist League. It is a neo-Nazi organization of men. The League was founded in 1974 by Jim Cherry and several other California-based neo-Nazis. There were as many as 400 members of the National Socialist League in San Francisco and across the city and across state lines as well. The thing that makes National Socialist League unique is it restricted its members to gay men.
Nice.
Yeah, it argued that gay men had a role in maintaining the white race.
Oh, God. Great.
Yeah, they put ads in the classified ads section of the San Francisco gay newspaper Bay Area Reporter and in the leather magazine called Drummer. Apparently, they also... Oh, the ad had a slogan that said "Tomorrow belongs to you," which is a reference to the song "Tomorrow Belongs to Me" from Cabaret, the 1972 film about the rise of Nazism in Germany, popular with gay men because of its inclusion of LGBT characters.
And Liza Minnelli.
And popular because of Liza Minnelli. In 1977, the NSL applied for a free table at the Los Angeles Gay Pride Parade, and they were refused, making a break from the organizers' policy of total non-exclusion. This, I think, is the tolerance paradox, the paradox of tolerance. You can't tolerate intolerance. Otherwise, you are going to support things like the rise of neo-Nazism.
Yes, I agree. And unlike the Cal Anderson Park thing in Seattle, that's a public park and they had a permit. Organizations like pride organizations who organize and run these parades definitely can say, no, you are not invited.
Right. Yeah, totally.
I just want people to know how the First Amendment works because apparently everybody's fucking stupid.
Apparently there were this sparked because of their rejection from the Los Angeles Gay Pride Parade. It sparked debates within the community, and in 1978, the year after, the organization reversed its stance and said that as a private organization they could endorse their community principles. So hopefully that wouldn't happen today, but I can't count on anything working the way I expect it to today. Yeah. Anyway, so I didn't give it away. The actual full article title for where I learned about this is called "Demons in the City of Angeles, Gay Neo-Nazis in Southern California," if you would like to read more about them.
Fucking Nazis.
Fucking Nazis. Punch a Nazi.
Punch a Nazi, everybody.
Yeah, and then drink some punch.
I do like punch sometimes. Hawaiian punch, on a summer day.
Punch spiked with vodka.
Yes. Or rum. Rum is a good punch.
Yeah.
Ingrediente.
Did your school prom have a punch bowl that was spiked by someone?
No. I don't remember there being punch at prom at all.
I don't remember if I think we had a punch bowl. I don't really remember. Yeah, but it definitely wasn't spiked.
Yeah.
I didn't drink at the time, so I probably wouldn't have liked it even if it was.
I went to junior prom and senior prom and I barely remember them. So, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah. Go to your prom, kids. It'll be fun.
Go to your prom, kids, if you want to. If it's a barren wasteland of fuckery, don't.
Yeah, that's true. And some proms don't let you take your same gender partner, so that fucking sucks. Which is why we have adult proms for LGBT people.
Yep.
Anyway, demons.
Are you ready for this, Kyle?
Yes, I am.
I have a game for you where it's called Demon, Drag Queen, or Both. Here we go. Some of them are softballs, just so you know.
Oh God, I'm worried about even the softballs.
Okay, how about Crystal Method?
Oh, drag queen.
Drag queen. See? You're crushing it already, Kyle.
I know one. Let's stop here so I could get 100.
Trixie Mattel.
Oh, drag queen.
Andromalius.
Demon.
Demon, indeed. How about Kamalochikova?
Is that 2 words or 1?
Oh, Zamalochikova.
2 words or 1?
That's all one word.
All one word.
Zamalochikova.
Can I get the country of origin?
I believe Russia.
Okay, I'm going to go demon.
That is actually Katya's last name.
So demon.
So demon. Asmodeus.
Demon.
Demon. Peppermint.
Drag queen.
Correct. Belial.
Belial. Don't be Kyle, be Lyle. Demon.
Is a demon, indeed. Belphegor.
Is that both?
Both. There's a demon of sloth and a drag performer from Florida.
Woo.
Kyle. Shangela.
Drag queen.
A drag queen. And Malphus.
Mal means bad in Spanish, so I'm going to go demon.
A demon that appears as a crow and builds towers. Kyle, you got 9 out of 10.
Wow, I passed.
You're so good at demons and drag queens.
Thank you for all the softballs. I really appreciate it. I did actually know more of them than I expected to.
Yeah. I did not expect you to get the one that was both. And I gave you a trick one for Katya. So
yeah.
I'd say you did pretty great.
Sweet. What's our takeaway of demons? Demons are kind of gay, right?
Super duper gay. They're doing gay stuff and making people do gay stuff. And they're very weirdly into jizz. And
it's not weird to be into jizz, Mike. Don't cast shade on jizz lovers.
No. I just think, there can be too much of a good thing,
I don't understand.
Okay, good.
Demons are gay and we celebrate them during Pride now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to find my shirt as soon as I get back, which is not until August. So
we haven't asked someone to do this in a long time. Someone should post to Facebook the Pride Month demon shirt that actually gives money to the Trevor Project, just in case people want to buy it.
Yeah, Derek, do that when you hear this.
Oh yeah, Derek, this is a test to see if you actually listen to our episodes when you're not sitting here during the recording. Oh, that's mean.
Yep, it is mean, but I stand by it.
Okay.
Did we do it?
Yeah, we did something.
We talked about demons. I've been watching the clock, but I think the first 10 minutes of the clock was me fucking around trying to get my setup going here in the room. So
I think we're good.
I was possessed by a demon briefly.
You were. There was lots of clicking and clacking and what have you.
Yep. You know what? I kind of believed in demons at one point, and I'm not sure when.
Oh, when did that? Do you remember when that stopped?
Like high school, I think.
Okay.
It was very there's monsters in the dark and scary things and do you remember the game Bloody Mary, Kyle?
Yeah.
That's sort of in the zone, right? Of if you do the wrong thing, then this terrible supernatural thing is going to happen to you. All of that is real related in my head. And it's all very junior high-ish.
Yeah. I can see that for sure.
Oh. All right. Well, we talked about demons. Do you want to exercise one?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's take a break.
This is
the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
So are we back?
I feel like I'm going to burp. Maybe we're not back. Hold on. That you burped, not me.
Yep.
I'm not going to burp. Never mind.
Okay, we're back.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest.
But first, local gay bar review. Hooray. This time, It's funny because I'm in Buenos Aires, Argentina right now for work, and you are in Seattle, and I'm going to talk about this local gay bar. It's Blake's on the Park in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, perfect.
I'm pretty sure I did a local gay bar review about Blake's once before. Don't remember what I gave it for a review back then, but I put in my notes here that I had definitely been there before and probably talked about it on the show. And I do think that Carell and I met there once from Carell from Minority Report. That's another flashback I was having as we were walking down the street. But
I didn't realize bars got redos.
I don't know for sure if this one,
Okay.
but like I'm gonna. There's only so many gay bars, Kyle. I'm gonna get to them all eventually.
Wow, that's a pretty bold proclamation.
Well, also I travel to the same cities over and over again because of work, so we're gonna have to we're gonna have to allow redos. Plus, it's a perfectly arbitrary system, Kyle.
That's true. It'll just be interesting to compare the two ratings to see how your experiences differ across time and space.
Well, they had a fire, and the upstairs is very different, sort of still like being remodeled, but functional. But like there's this like cozy fire area, like sit around, like not fire area, but like a lounge area that had like a fake fireplace, if I remember correctly. But RuPaul was on. Everyone was very friendly because it's the South. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. But Kyle, we were there together that night because we had our live show the next day in Atlanta for the book tour.
And this is where that guy started planning our wedding.
Yes, exactly right. That's exactly right. So you got proposed to at Blake's on the Park in Atlanta, Georgia. How many dildos would you give Blake's on the Park?
I think I would give it 3.
I give it 3.5 dildos.
Oh, wow. We're pretty close then. It was a good time. It wasn't overwhelmingly good there, but you're right. The people are super friendly, but that was Atlanta. That's Atlanta for you. So it was perfectly good time.
And we talked to some listeners. It was great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our website is gayishpodcast.com.
We are on social media at Gayish Podcast, or you can find our Facebook group or our Discord server at gayishpodcast.com/contact.
Our hotline, you can send us text messages or leave us voicemails, is 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply.
Our email is gayishpodcast@gmail.com.
Our physical mailing address is Post Office Box 19882, Seattle, Washington, 98109.
You ready for our Gayest and Straightest?
Yeah, I will go first.
I just burped.
Great. Good work. The straightest thing about me this week is not having any tennis shoes that I could pack for this work trip because they were all filthy from fucking gardening.
Oh, no. So It's all dress shoes?
It's all dress shoes. I'm going to go shoe shopping at some point, that can be my gayest. That can be my gayest next time. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was running around the house yesterday morning, like a crazy person looking for shoes. And the gayest thing about me this week is because I'm in Buenos Aires, I just can't stop singing Don't Cry For Me, Argentina. It just keeps playing on repeat in my head, walking around the city. I am a musical fag in some ways sometimes. How about you, Kyle?
Well, my gayest is douching. I feel like I've been doing a lot of douching lately.
Okay.
And I haven't used that yet. So, yeah.
Those demons can't have that jizz. You're going to dispose of it first.
Exactly. I'm going to flush that jizz. My straightest is I've been throwing towels. Like sometimes hookups will like need a towel before they leave. And after they use it, I've just been throwing the towels into the corner of my bathroom.
Nice.
And not dealing with them and being like, I'll deal with it later, and then not dealing with them later. So I just have like used towels sitting in the corner.
Yeah, well, you're going to run out eventually, and then you've got a really gross choice to make.
I think I need to do some laundry. Doing laundry so that I can have towels for hookups will be next week's Gayest, surely.
Great. And don't call me Shirley. Let's see. We have a listener's Gayest and Straightest this week, which we always love those.
Yeah. Thank you for those who called in. We put out a plea last week. So this is from Timothy.
Hi, my name is Timothy. I am a bi guy, and my gayish was instructing my gastroenterologist nurse practitioner on what a top is. And then my straightest was talking with my gastroenterologist about romaine lettuce while he had his finger up my butt. Bye.
This is a great one.
I love it. First of all, thank you for calling in and being bi. Happy Pride.
Yeah. Happy Pride. Don't eat pie. You are allergic to it, I'm sure.
But maybe eat that romaine lettuce.
Yeah. I
fiber.
love the
It'll make you poop
conversation. I love the conversations you're forced to have when you have someone's finger up your ass.
You don't have to say anything, Kyle.
That's true. That's true. You
It's
could just
whatever
all
you
be
do,
quiet.
don't moan.
I was going to say it's like an Uber ride. You just shut up, but also don't moan there either. So it is like an Uber ride.
Oh, goodness. Send in your Gayest, Straightest, everybody. We love them.
Yeah, we do.
And I told my brother that I was going to stop pushing the cruise so much, but we still need to talk about it at least once in a while. We are going on a cruise. Please come. GayishPodcast.com/cruise is where you can get all of the information. It is February 7th to February 14th, 2027. So you have quite a long time to prepare mentally, physically, and financially. It's just a $250 deposit to reserve a cabin. And like I said, there's a form to fill out. Just go to GayishPodcast.com/cruise.
Do it. It'll be fun. I want to thank all the demons in the world, especially the gay ones.
I want to thank all of the demons as well, but I especially want to thank that Faye person who turned it into the Pride Month meme that we know and love.
Yeah, totally. And I want to thank our super gap bridgers. Thank you to Locomotive, Simon Strachey, Kaylee Adams, Kit Oliver, Kobe Gordon, Squaggle, Pip, Andrew Bugby, William Bryant, John Crowley, Yost Osel, Jonathan Montanius, Forrest Nail, Steve Douglas, Explosive Lasagna, Michael Cubbington, Thomas B, Dusty Sands, A. Coleman, Chris Cacciatorians, Jerome York, and Cian and Javi. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your money, you demons. That's it. This has been Gayish from the Chris Cacciatorian Studios. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you. Happy Pride.
Weeping and gnashing of teeth. I apologize, everybody. I'm just self-conscious. And when I get self-conscious, I say the thing because it's how I deal with conflict or anxiety. I'm in Buenos Aires and the delay is ridiculous. So if our vibe sounds off at all, it's because like the delay is a lot right now.
Mike, I edit it so it sounds like we respond right away.
I know, but you could still hear it in the tone sometimes. You know, like I said, a little bit confused, but when I'm petrified of silence, like that Alanis Morissette song.